Hello guys, so today we're gonna talk about something very interesting. After the terrible disappointment of Game Freak of being unable to patch a game without literally having to take things from it. I never heard of that. I don't know about you, but I never heard of a company who tell you, listen, we cannot fix this, so we're gonna remove assets from it to run better. What? Your your world isn't even that big and it doesn't even have that many things going in it. And it looks like a PS2 game. How can you not make it work? The answer is it's because it's a Pokemon company and it's Game Freak. So they just cannot do it. But we're gonna talk about something else. Something that many people have been optimistic about recently. And I mean very recently. Why is that? Well, you see. Well, you need to see something, right? GB Games and GBA are coming to Switch. They're coming to Switch. Let me just show you. And you can see the trading card game is coming, but not the actual Pokemon games. In none of the lineups, the actual Pokemon games are coming to Switch. It's only like you know, it's only this spin-off. So that is raising an eyebrow because why would you not launch it? And there's a reason for that. Um, Pokemon Day is this 27, I think. Yeah, I think it's the 27. I'm not gonna look it up. I think it's the 27. So if they didn't make that announcement here, which by the way, like Pokemon Stadium is also coming to the Switch. Yeah, it's also coming to the Switch this year. Both of them. So there's actually a lot to be optimistic about as of late, right? But here's the thing: these games are compatible with the original games, but the original games, are nowhere to be found. So given the fact that they're probably gonna be announced, at least the Gen One, which, yeah, I know that everybody's sick of them, but here's the thing: there was legit merit to the releases of Gen 1 and Gen 2 on the 3DS. Well, particularly Gen 2, we're gonna talk about. But it seems like they are coming back. And listen, to everybody who's been disappointed, like me, for recent Pokemon games, listen, this is finally what we needed. I'm sorry, but the newer Pokemon games are just not gonna be as good as they were in the previous gens. They're just not gonna be good. It's curtains. It's over. They're not gonna be good anymore. They're gonna continue to be running like shit, looking like PS2 games, and just cutting a lot of your favorite Pokemons. They're just gonna get worse and worse, basically. They're not gonna get better. But the other ones actually can get better in some way. Let me talk about something. This game is coming to the Switch as well. And you know something that this game had? It had e-reader levels. Levels that were only accessible through the e-reader cards. You can see here that there was like a game explain video like saying that there are so many levels. I don't know. There's plenty of them. It's basically like a brand new Super Mario Bros. 3 game. It's like its own version of the lost levels of this game. Let me not dox my friend. Anyways, so hello. There it is. It's on pause. It's running. Okay. Anyways, we got it right. So you get it. And what are the e-readers? Well, they were. Let me just before we get to the ticket. The e-reader was this device that you will use these cards to unlock stuff in your games. It was a neat concept, but it is a concept that absolutely has not aged well because imagine getting this e-reader, the reader, the e-reader, on top of getting the cards. Many of them which were exclusive to Japan, and the same thing can be said about this game. However, for this game in particular, all of them are unlocked because there were even some e-reader cards that were never released, not even in Japan. So there's many levels that were not ever playable until it came back on the Virtual Console on the Wii U. But now that it's coming to the Switch, and it's also bringing this feature with it, that means another thing that many people don't know about this. Let's go. Celebi 3DS Crystal. We're just gonna leave it there. Yes, you can catch Celebi without any events. I think you just have to do like one thing, but you don't need any events. Like it is built into the game that you can catch Celebi. Because the only way that you could get Celebi was with cheating devices or just straight up cheating or using emulation. You couldn't get her in get it. You can get Celebi in any legitimate way. This little thing, this little onion thing, onion fairy was impossible to get by any other mean other than cheats. Like it was just not possible, no matter how what you did. But now in 3DS, you were able to basically delete your file and repeat it over and over and get Celebi over and over. Because before, like for example, in the DS games, it's like yes, you could probably wait for an event via online and download it and get the legendary, right? But if you reset your file, then they were gone forever. Like your chance to be able to like catch that legendary. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the event stays on your cartridge forever, but I don't think so. I really doubt it. And you will be able to catch them again. But this was just not the case um with Celebi. You can get it over and over, and that is something that our games, Emerald, Fire Red, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Saber, Black and White 2, all of them need this type of treatment. Like they need it very, very badly. Like you want to know like how many things are locked behind the old. It is basically I call this content lock behind the times or something like that. Lock in time content. I'm gonna call it like that. Locked in time content. What will be that? Well, the Eon ticket from the Irrever cards that I just showed earlier will let you get Latios and Latias. I mean, if you had like, wait, no, we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, like you can see this right here, right? If you had Ruby, you could get Latias, and you had Sapphire, you could get Latios or something like that. Yeah, and you could also use it with Emerald. But you had to get this, and I'm pretty sure this thing is horribly expensive. Maybe it's not that expensive or whatever, but oh look, I'm not willing to pay for this, right? And honestly, you shouldn't have to like pay for this just to be able to access it. Like after, this game has long been sold, right? Like you should be able to access it. That is just one example. Let's go to uh, almost there. Let's go to Navarrock. I never been here. You've probably never been here. Like we never been able to fight them unless you use hacks, ROMs, or whatever. That was the only way that you could actually fight these guys. You couldn't actually like just again. If you somehow managed to get this event, which you didn't, don't lie, then you couldn't reset your file and try to get them again on your next playthrough or anything like that. You just couldn't get them. Same with Bird Island. Same thing. I mean, I think you can in ORAS, but who cares? You couldn't do it in the original games. This is a way that the original games can be improved. Same thing with Pokemon Darkrai Platinum. I did this as a kid, but if you reset your file, Darkrai was gone, and the event was gone too. I remember this event. I got it. I remember when I got him. But it's just something that is just gone forever. But if they were to re-release the games with events, you could get them. Now it does. I'm not sure about DS games. The DS games are probably gonna come out with the next system, and they're probably gonna need a peripheral or something to work. But the I'm pretty sure there's a certainty for Gen 3 at the very least. and we'll be able to experience their games in their optimal way. Like there will actually be a genuine reason to not ever have to emulate or anything. Now, whether they're gonna allow us to own the games, because to me, at the very least, even from like Game Freaks and the Pokemon Company's perspective, it doesn't really make sense to put the Pokemon games in the service. I think the Pokemon games would actually make more money if they were sold separately. Of course, it will cause some controversy there, but I don't know. I feel like if they were gonna make an exception, it will definitely be the Pokemon games, because I don't know. It just feels weird to have them all like available, like in a service. Like it just feels like a weird thing that they will do, but at the same time, anything can happen. But yes, there's a legitimate reason to not have to play the original games anymore. They're gonna be on your modern system. They're gonna be online enabled, and they're gonna have the events that we never had access to as a kid. We're actually gonna be able to experience the way it was intended, like completely. And I think that's something genuine to be excited about, right? Pokemon, modern Pokemon, is just never gonna be as good as it was then. But we can at least get the Pokemon that was good then back into the modern day in a sort of literal sense. Okay, but that's it. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.